Hey everybody, it's time for another series of real life superhero debuts. And there will be three superhero debut intros videos with two new songs. Well, one new song for those of you who follow me on Facebook. But yeah, with a brand new costume, brand new intro, and a brand new song. It's finally time. This is the first in a series. These three right here. There'll be three more with the same outfits later on tonight and sometime in the future with two different form of ensembles. So, with that being said, let me get started right now. This is a costume. This costume right here, I've worn and patrolled, and I've worn practice multiple times between 2019 and 23, and finally wore it and finally patrolled in it about twice in 2022 and 3. So yeah, I like wearing this outfit a lot. However, once you see it, I can't wear it a lot because unfortunately my body is too receptive, is too vulnerable to cold weather, and even the slightest amount of cold weather or air in the warmest of weather can get me sick. So if I dress like this, I gotta quickly later put on some clothes. I can't like go a full day like this. I gotta put on some more clothes on the upper body. The lower body in this is well covered, but for the upper body I gotta put on some more clothes. So with that being said, let's get started right now.
Crusaders, toxic Crusaders. I had no friends, no girls that hugged me till I got radioactive ugly. Toxic Crusaders, toxic Crusaders. I live in the dumpsters, the rent's real low. Got a little pet drive in it, loves me so. Toxic Crusaders, toxic Crusaders. Now me and the boys fight against wrong. No, we're hideous, baby form. Hey, I'm sitting on top of the world with my mom, tutu, and girl. Wow! Toxic Crusaders, toxic Crusaders, toxic.
Hey everybody, it's time for my review, real life superhero review, part 2 narration of the Toxic Crusaders 1991 cartoon, which ran for 13 episodes. Which ran for 13 episodes and was loosely based upon the Toxic Avenger film franchise of the same name, except this was toned down to make it suitable for younger audiences. I saw this cartoon for the first time 10 years ago, 2014, and I've been a huge fan ever since. I instantly became a fan of this and the franchise. I consider this to be the best. I consider this cartoon right here to be the best of one of the best of the gigantic Toxic Avenger franchise. Sometimes I call it the Toxic Crusaders cartoon. Toxic Crusaders, like I've said in plenty of videos, the Toxic Crusaders is loosely based upon the Toxic Crusaders. What was I about to say? Man, lost my train of thought. The Toxic Crusaders follows the same plot as the film and is loosely based upon the films, especially the first one. Melvin Junko, a nerd who's bullied by everyone at the Tromaville gym, who he works there as a janitor, is tricked into wearing a tutu and runs away in humiliation and falls into a trash can of toxic chemicals and becomes the superhuman mutant of superhuman size and strength, Toxie. Toxie, with his newfound appearance, this also brings to life his mop, and he gains several abilities. One similar to, including superhuman strength, endurance, durability, and Spidey sense, which he calls traumatons or traumatons, something like that. And this enables him to sense out and immediately eliminate evil. So after scaring his mother, he goes to the junkyard. He goes to the junkyard where he befriends a nearsighted woman named Yvonne, who is loosely based on Sarah and Claire from the film, who she gets into a scuffle with Bonehead and various punks. Toxie beats the living daylights out of them, including Bonehead, and knocks him into a trash can of chemicals, which turns him into a mutant skeleton zombie style of warrior, who he joins up with the main antagonist, Dr. Killamoff, to get revenge on Toxie for causing his transformation. Toxie is then brought into confrontation with Dr. Killamoff, a mutant bug covered in a suit, face mask, and a hair to pose as a human businessman, and Doctor, who is bent on conquering the world by turning on a giant fog machine onto the Earth, which will make the air suitable for his people, the bug people, to breathe. This brings him into confrontation with Toxie, who beats who brings him into confrontation with Toxie, and joined by two other superhuman mutants of superhuman size and strength. Major Disaster, who's loosely based upon Swamp Thing, and No Zone, an airplane pilot, a mutant dressed as an airplane pilot with a funny nose who has a super sneezing power. And so that begins the Toxic Crusaders. The first 3 episodes are basically an introductory, are introducing you to the main characters. Episode 1 introduces all those characters I just mentioned. Episode 2 introduces the character Headbanger, who is mad scientist Fender and Bender fused together, who originally served Dr. Killmoff but defected from his side after seeing that chicks prefer heroes to villains. And then you got episode 3, which introduced the character of Junkyard, who is a fusion, who is brought together through pollution, through some fumes, fusing a regular human and a regular dog together, thus creating talking dog, who joins the Toxic Crusaders in episode 3. Also in episode 3, other main antagonist Mayor Grody, based on Mayor Peabody from the film, is introduced, and the corrupt mayor of Tromaville, and who else is introduced in this episode? Oh yeah, actually he was introduced in episode 1, the character Psycho, who has the uncanny ability to predict the future, and this is where the cartoon becomes unique to other superhero mutant cartoons at the time. This cartoon, unlike the others, doesn't take itself seriously at all. I was surprised to see that this was a flat-out superhero comedy and parody. This cartoon parodies various superhero and environmental cliches. The characters, every character, heroes, villains, supporting characters, they know he or she is in a cartoon, and that's part of the fun. It makes this cartoon unique from others. The only thing I don't like about this cartoon, besides it's early, one of the reasons why it was canceled so early, was cartoon didn't have a lot of action. But I mean action, intense hand-to-hand combat style of action. It was mostly comic book cartoonish fight scenes where the characters use their powers in non-threatening ways. Yeah, I understand you can't have the bloodbaths seen in the movies, but I still wish they would have had more action. I think they would have, had they had more action, the cartoon would have lasted longer. But yeah, favorite characters are Toxie. Like all the characters except for the actual main antagonist of the series, who was introduced in episode 4, Zarzosto, a tiny mutant bulk creature that Dr. Killmoff takes orders from. Even though he only appears in a couple of episodes, he's the overall main antagonist of the series. He's my least favorite. My favorites are Toxie, Major Disaster, No Zone, Headbanger, Dr. Killmoff, 6, Psycho, 7, Bonehead, 8, 8, he only appears in one episode, but Mr. Earth, a goofy superhero who travels all the way from his part of town all the way to Tromaville via bus to befriend the Toxic, to join the Toxic Crusaders, and 9, Yvette, and 10, Mrs. Junko. Yeah, they're besides Mr. Earth, other one-off characters include a Snailman-based superhero, but yeah, I don't remember much about him, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, so yeah, those are like my top favorite. Those are my top favorite characters. Oh yeah, and Lloyd himself, Lloyd Kaufman, who appears in animated form in numerous episodes, the creator himself. So yeah, Toxic Crusaders was Toxic Crusaders was so popular it spawned a video game by Sega, a Sega and Super Nintendo game. I haven't played the Super Nintendo one, but I played the Sega one, which I think is much better. It's a cross between Sonic the Hedgehog, Street Fighter, not Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Vector Man, Comic Zone, Alex the Kid, Altered Beast, and many more platformers and beat 'em ups and hack and slash games from the past, and it gives me more of what the cartoon should have gave: more action, more boss battles, and everything. The only thing I hate is the game is super. Game is game is super hard. So, but other than that, yeah, one of the best 8-bit fourth fourth yeah eight, fourth generation games of all time. So what else about the Toxic Crusaders? Yeah. Then recently they've got, oh yeah, then their comic book. I also said I was gonna give my thoughts on the comic book. They have a comic book by Marvel. Yeah, they have a comic book by Marvel that's printed under the Toxic Avenger and follows the plot of the Toxic Avenger movies, but it utilizes the character design, the cool, super cool green character design of the Toxic Crusaders, that besides the cartoon is one of the best in the franchise. Finally got to read an issue. I read one issue, which was the origin issue, and it was phenomenal. I'll be reviewing that individually in the future. Then number two, then the third thing is, finally in 2023 they announced the Toxic Crusaders will be having another video game coming to Steam and consoles in 2024 called Toxic Avengers. I call it Toxic Avengers 2023. It's an updated modern day side-scrolling beat 'em up, similar to its Sega Genesis counterpart. Where you get to play as all the characters from the television show, and features this game features storyboard cutscenes with actual voice acting, with there's some new Toxic Crusaders material being released in the 2020s. So yeah, this has been my real life superhero review of the Toxic Crusaders. To see the original shorter part 1 version, the links will be in the description box below. Alright, I'm finished for now. You don't hear the rest of the music, turn the video off right now.
Oh my god.